fucking easy street and you get kicked in the fucking face.
In the next bubble screen over here, let's throw curls, curls, curls.
What are the whys, right? What are the whys?
Bears Hour Live.
The Tape Never Lies Network, home of the greatest Chicago Bears fans on earth.
The following show is for mature audiences only.
The Tape Never Lies Network.
The Tape Never Lies.
Tape never lies.
Starts now.
32 is the identity.
We were kind of stuck in neutral, and I thought it was a good idea to hand the play calling over to Bill Lazor.
Loses the football, strip sack, and a take.
Bears our life. Bears our life. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys draft talking the smartest man alive. Yo. Bears our life. Bears our life. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys trap talking the smartest man alive. Ran up with the true analysis you expect. Raw passion for the show. Bear fans get locked in with real emotion and passion for every play. Coach Phil gonna bring that range, but in with facts by shade. Post game show like nothing else you're gonna hear. Some can try to copy, but a bucket's not sincere. Delivering the truth on what just happened, to be clear. That's why we're on TV, so you can see it, not just hear. Hey, yo, with draft Dr. Phil, you know it's always hit sticks. Splitting double T's like 96 Hakeem hits. You can tell the shit matters. The Bear love can be felt. Critical of Nagy cause the talent he's been dealt. As our life keeps growing, Shane's all knowing. Delivering the truth on how the QB's throwing. Dimes on time or just lacking fundamental. Whatever the case, we get hot like Cecil. Fiery discussion about what happened in the game. This ain't your daddy's postgame, so expect the fucking flame. Not for the average fan, all off they can't survive.
But don't you worry. Bears Hour Live.
Bears our life. Bears our life. We go on live right after Bears
I don't think we're that much.
The myth, the Red Legend, Dr. Phil Ocean.
Because teams realize, hey, we gotta stop Matt.
When you put that much into it, you don't let that. And the guy next to you says, "You son of a bitch, you better block." That's what happens. That's when you have a real good team.
And let's get it on.
This is Bears Hour Live.
What are the whys?
Welcome to BHL. We're one game closer, Bears fans. I mean, I don't have my breaking news drop, but I'll share this with you from Bears beat guy Brad Biggs. If you listen to George and Phil and everybody on X's with the O's, if you're a TTNL patron, and if you're not, you should be. Brad Biggs breaking this during the game. Not that this is particularly matters, but it sure looks like head coach Matt Nagy is calling offensive plays. That's a Bears beat guy covering the Bears each and every day. So secret is out. I understand this circus that we deal with each and every week. If you're a patron, you heard me talk about it at halftime. I think this is the precursor to the execution after the Packers game next week, when the Bears will get obliterated on national TV against the Packers up in Lambeau. But we've seen this coming for a long, long time. This isn't breaking news. You see a running back out there giving his heart and his soul and being your best offensive weapon, and you got people like Jonathan Wood sending out tweets saying that the Chicago Bears should fucking trade this guy. So he hopes he does good, so he drives up his value. But like I tweeted out, just admit that you're football dumb and you sleep with your calculator at night, because you obviously have no football acumen. But BHL Week 13, more of the same from our beloved Bears that drive us crazy each and every week. But everybody's here getting ready for the DDP rant. So take it away, Phil.
Yeah, Shane. And all of you fans out there that are Chicago Bear fans, you don't have to look very far, even in your own division, to see and it's happening right now. The lowly Lions beat the Minnesota Vikings on 4th and 2 with a throw into the end zone, and their reaction to not winning and finally getting it done is what football is about. Now, they haven't won a game, and we saw on Thanksgiving Day, last time we had BHL, the Bears kneeled down to get that victory.
Have won a game. They just beat the Minnesota Vikings. But back to your rant.
Yeah. Well, that day I was talking about, they hadn't won a game, and the Bears kneeled down for fear. That being the operative word. I fear a corporate-run piece of shit organization that has no balls, no character, but tries to sell you on that. I fear a fan base afraid to offend their coach who can give two shits about them. You pussied out. That chant should have happened the whole entire game. I fear a head coach that can't understand that David Montgomery's his identity in week 4, even in the game where they're having to give David Montgomery and they have communication issues, which will be the excuse of a coach that's giving up play calls twice in his tenure here with the Chicago Bears. Today is a semblance of complete stupidity, sheer unadulterated buffoonery. It's the Chicago Bears. They're a joke now. They've become a prank. We have people defending Andy Dalton over Justin Fields that think they have football acumen. We got a center playing. He's a magician. He can't snap the football. He just snaps. Air. Ball's on the ground. He gets blown into the backfield like a fucking kite. We got defenders of this shit. We got Cole Kmet playing fucking beach volleyball or jumping in the fucking ball pit with kids, just throwing balls around. We have people who can't tackle. Tackling is a mentality that's coached. We got Xavier Crawford starting while Houston Carson sits. We got excuse after excuse. We got Eddie Jackson playing two-hand touch. Let's carry somebody. We got 3rd and 6. We got timeouts. We got coaching malfunction in practice on the field. We have everything that could possibly be wrong about being a coach or a team happen all in once. Andy Dalton throws a flare ball out to David Montgomery, who runs for 10. The ref spots the ball wrong. We're up at the line running. We don't challenge. It's the wrong spot. Do you have another fucking bald-headed fucking coach who can't coach receivers? You got somebody? Hey, coach, we might want to challenge the spot here. No, you have a bunch of envy of the league corporate collaborators who can't fucking fire a coach who clearly is ruining the whole gambit of what you're trying to do. Instead, the Lions are jumping for joy. Well, you can't even fucking tackle Xavier Crawford. How? My son plays in a flag league. You go for the flag. He would have tackled him. Right? Anybody would. This is the NFL. Jalen Johnson at the goal line. Let's just let him run in. Did you watch Oklahoma State? Baylor? What does this fucking mean to you? It's an embarrassment. Get a fucking leader in there tomorrow that's going to be accountable. That's going to hold all these motherfuckers accountable. It's a sham. It's a shame. It's a disgrace on every proportion. I know football. These motherfuckers know soccer or whatever the fuck they're doing. It's an embarrassment. I've never, ever in my life felt nothing watching a game but sheer anger and laughter. You know that kind of laughter that burns in your soul, that you are affiliated with them. I don't want them to lose, but it's so bad. It's so disgusting. You have to laugh to try to defend yourself from going crazy like I am now. I get so fired up because it's fixable. There's so much talent out there. Who devises a scheme to get Damiere Byrd the ball? That guy. Who goes out there and gets in the shotgun on 3rd and 1? That guy. Who goes out there on David Montgomery? Up, okay, challenge. He's short. So it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 1. Who fucking goes quarterback sneak? That guy. That guy. This is the fucking reality. Anybody who's ever played the game of football, and I'm getting texts throughout the game from former Bears, players, my teammates, and everybody. Are you kidding me? This is the product. This is what the NFL Chicago Bears stand for. It's an embarrassment to everybody. And you know why? See that? You know why? Because the coach is still wondering and trying to figure out the why. That's the problem. I'll say this as the last point of this fucking rant because that game was worthless. It's a disgrace. You don't want to play kids in preseason and get your quarterbacks in a competition. You don't want to offend anybody. You don't have a plan. You don't understand what competition means to a whole team, let alone a quarterback position. But I digress. Today is about a losing culture. You've become a joke weeks ago. Your fan base didn't even have the energy or effort to just, you're in the 3rd quarter starting to chant fire Nagy. You should have figured that out in the 1st. But today, we lose again. We broke that 5-game losing streak. We'll champion that. We're still possibly in the playoffs. We'll champion that. That's what corporate people do. They make excuses to hide from lawsuits. They make excuses to hide from complete and utter professionalism. They make excuses. Winners go out there and make change. They do the right things to make change. The Chicago Bears have been an utterless run franchise without any kind of guts for years. I don't give 2 fucks that you haven't fired a coach in season for 101 years. You've had 1 Super Bowl to show for that. There's no integrity in what I saw out there on the football field. There's none. The integrity might have been had for giving another person an opportunity to be the head coach and leader of this football team. You've heard me talk about the misuse of captains. Our captains today were Damiere Byrd, Angelo Blackson, and Xavier Crawford. Did they show up to play today? Did they? You tell me. You tell me, Coach Nagy, because your fraudulent showcase of who you are should be kicked to the street, and you would be in 31 other NFL franchises, except the moral compass, the pussification of football, Chicago Bears. Shane, that is my rant. It's a travesty. It's an embarrassment. Everything. Cole Kmet, situational football, every possible showcase of how not to be a football team or coach one transpired today. Name someone that could go out there and do that job any worse than Coach Nagy. John Wood could coach this fucking team and have that same effort. Let's make this guy run really good so we can trade David Montgomery. Fuck out of here.
How do you, Jesus. I mean, I know John's justification of that is all based on contract and running back extensions. Even if you want to take that stance, then you run David Montgomery into the fucking ground.
Tell him, George.
Use him up, and then let him go. It's just to trade the fucking guy. It makes less than 0 cents. Just
we
admit
don't have
that
a
you have no
producer
football
today,
acumen.
Shane.
I mean, it's like, Jesus Christ. That was almost as bad as Chubb's tweet me in the fucking first quarter of the Alabama-Georgia game, trying to talk shit like the game was over because Georgia was winning.
Oh,
How'd that work out, Chubbs? Charge your headphones, bud. I'm kidding. I love you. But anyways,
talk about Xavier Jones talking about, like, do you think players are thinking about free agency? The next coach,
Jalen Johnson was out there, a second-year guy making. He didn't want to tackle Kyler Murray.
Oh my God, I was going there in my rant, but I don't even remember if I did. Jalen, that's the Oklahoma State Baylor.
I don't want to hear Jalen Johnson talk about being disrespected.
Oh, don't disrespect our coach.
Yeah,
we don't need
me
that.
for the Pro Bowl. How
about you play better so we can respect the coach?
What did you think of Adam Amin giving Eddie Jackson praise on a missed fucking tackle in the backfield? Eddie's been taking a lot of grief lately with his missed tackles, making a good play. He missed the tackle. What the fuck are you talking about? What are we doing here?
The problem is
it's participation trophy time. Exactly. At this point, that's what it is. Oh, Eddie. Robert Schmitz was out there. Oh, people going to talk about Eddie making a tackle on the goal line on that stand. Oh, great. He did one fucking great job, Robert. Great job. Cool. Thank you.
If you're
one of the highest paid safeties in the NFL and you're going to praise him for making a fucking tackle on the goal line, not that he didn't get dragged for fucking 6 yards before James Conner fell down.
Exactly.
But hey, fuck it.
Your quarterback led your fucking team in tackles today. How about that? Smash that like button. Andy Dalton, 4 solo tackles. How about that? This is the reality of where this fucking franchise is. And it's not you guys in the chat, all 1,000 some odd of you. It's others that are I don't know if they're, what do you call them? Twitter guy. They got blue check marks they have a propaganda, a defense. Like, call it what it is.
No, Phil, this
network has stood by the truth, Dane.
They want to go against consensus so they can say that they're the lone guy that could point it out. Like, if every fucking buddy comes out and says that Andy Dalton needs to sit down, there's going to be a group of people out there. Oh, Andy's got to fucking play. Ben Albright, classic example. Andy Dalton moves the ball better than Justin Fields does. Do you not see the bigger fucking picture, Ben? I get it. And I would say this to Ben if he was on here with us. I get it. Ben likes to instigate just like Peter Bukowski and get people riled up because Ben is upset that he's not Adam Schefter. He's a radio guy in Denver, and it pisses him off. So it makes people like Ben Albright and Peter Bukowski happier when they control other fans on social media. That's what that all boils down to. That's why when you saw Peter Bukowski come on this fucking network, and I told him right to his fucking face, Peter, I know your fucking game. And you saw his little fucking cheeks get all red. He knows, but they're not used to being fucking called out by people that know what they're talking about, that invest the time into this. They're all fucking trolls, Phil. That's what it comes down to.
Well, these trolls,
social media is 99% troll. These guys are no different.
They build up this narrative that actually there is no offense for you, a paying customer, to go to the Bears game and step the fuck up with your voice and let management knows that you're tired of this supposed envy of the league, this culture. That's the envy of what league? They don't even envy it in the arena league. The sad part is kids are busting their ass to get into the NFL to be coached by a moron, by a fraud, a shoe salesman. You're putting a young, talented fucking, I don't even know, Justin Fields, one of the, probably the best quarterback the Bears have ever drafted, in the hands of somebody neglectful and moronic. That's your culture?
Phil, I had people
Fuck
reaching
outta
out to
here.
me during the game saying the game
Can't
is
even-
out of hand now. Let's get Tevin Jenkins in there. And I'm like, fuck no. I didn't want him anywhere near. Now, he did get some snaps on teams, on extra points and stuff like that. But this brings us to another important part of what we do here, Phil. And it just
job, Steve.
You can't make this up. This is the sod. I'm not going to play the video clip just because the NFL is crazy with us. Remove that comment real quick so everybody can see it. This is the sod in the end zone. Look at that.
Send that to Kenneth Davis too while we're
Look at that. It's
my boy.
unbelievable.
That's the sod.
Maybe
that's
not
why
a wave. Maybe that's the ocean. Maybe that's why Sam didn't snap the ball. Maybe he got caught in the fucking volcano. Right there.
God. Sam Mustipher had the game of all games to forget. As a center, the last thing we need is to see you get blown into the backfield like a fucking kite, snap the ball to the ground, snap the ball to your ass, not snap a ball. I've never seen that before. The magician, Sam Mustipher, he's got more nicknames almost than Charles Leno. What the fuck was this? He moved the ball, snap. How about the fumble recovery? He also had a fumble recovery, false start, fumble recovery that he fumbled. That we were lucky that he had
all on the same play.
All on the same play.
Trifecta of shit, that's called.
Oh my guys, I have never. The turf sucks. We've said this forever on this now. Me and this guy, Shane, the smartest man. We've said
Phil,
it.
We've been talking about
Soldier
it for
Field
over 20
slip
years.
count. 20 years we've hashtagged that. Look the hashtag up. It probably still lives on Twitter. I'm just telling you, this is the lowest you can get. And it's so perfect. It's the perfect, what would we call it? Here's the Lions winning their first game, and it's like they won the fucking national championship or Super Bowl. And I respect that because they're fucking actually trying to win. If the Bears gave a shit, they'd be tackling. If the Bears gave a shit, as soon as Cole Kmet drops that ball, he's out of the fucking game. And he's sitting on the bench. And Jesse James is running that route. Or Jasper Horsted is running that route. This is what coaching is. It's a practice of what you preach. What I see out there is a showcase of what I've shown you. Go over to the fucking tape breakdowns. Because you ain't getting real talk anywhere else but here. Go over and watch last week against the Lions in a game you won. Watch how many fundamental errors emphasizing any kind of effort. Execution? Are you kidding? They can't execute. They don't. It's a fucking travesty of epic proportions on tape. Wait till Barlissimo gives me this week's tape. I don't even know if I can watch the offense. Are you kidding me? David Montgomery is the most underappreciated player in the National Football League. Where's this little fucking troll who was talking shit the other day, Shane? Talking about David Montgomery. Where are you? Let's rotate captains next week. Who's going to be next week's captain, Shane? We should have that bet. We should. Okay, Cairo Santos. Are you? This is a fucking mom and pop soccer shop run by this fucking clown right here. He is the leader of the band. He is Ronald McDonald's cousin.
Talking to Andy directly.
I was.
Yeah, I was.
So our headsets went out for basically the whole
I got some
second
excuses
half.
now.
When we were backed up, I'm trying. It's like high school out there trying to yell.
Oh,
that you're getting
how about send a receiver in with the play, asshole?
Before we had the walkie-talkie.
Swap them out. You got 40 of them. Send a tight end, one of the 5 you have.
Make sure he gets it. And then a couple series later, we got the walkie-talkie, which is clear for Andy.
The walkie-talkie. Take the fucking batteries out of it. That might help.
Andy and
Would you get it from Radio Shack too? They got a great culture there.
Bill through your headset, but
yeah,
Andy had no communication with Bill. That's what you're saying.
Correct. Yeah. So
correct.
I obviously have all the coaches online up in the upstairs. They can talk to me. Andy couldn't hear Bill. So Bill was calling the play. I had the walkie-talkie. So
No,
Bill was
you're
playing the play to
calling the
me,
fucking
and I was
plays you have.
relaying it into Andy.
We know what
There's a
you're
whole little
doing.
deal that goes on there in those moments. That's what the walkie-talkie saved us, because otherwise you're yelling plays like high school.
Does the Arena League still have?
Yeah, we have some numbers that we use for risk.
We got a coach for
in
you.
general, always, and for backup if those situations happen.
Who cares?
At the same time, though,
How about the effort and performance? He's laughing. This coach is smiling at this.
Are you calling some, or how's that working?
Yeah, no. Bill's
other
calling all
play.
the plays, and I have input on if there's situationally, if there's a feel or there's something, and that's been.
There's a feel.
Yeah.
I don't want
I
you
feel like
anywhere
Bill called a
with feel.
shitty play. I have the right to
Today
overrule
was
him.
a normal day.
Shane, do you want
we had
anywhere near a
the headset
feel
go
with
out.
this
So
guy?
literally,
No.
it's just like
Oh
going
my
through a
God.
second half without a headset. So we got to be able to adjust and use
Yeah,
the
You
I want him in-
should have
I want him
fired
in
this.
Lambeau.
where there's
Exactly.
a communication between Bill.
You should have fired this guy last season,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Walkie-Talkie. Someone make a meme of that. There's a great meme.
Yeah.
Potential, Shane. I don't know if you saw it. He's standing right in front of Andy Dalton with the play sheet over his face.
How are the picks happening? And that's what the guys are doing.
How are they happening?
The first one, we got man.
How are they
coverage, which is
happening?
What we wanted on that
He
play.
threw it behind.
And,
I'll tell you, he threw it
you saw what
behind
happened there, and
Grant.
the kid made a good play.
He actually
after the
threw it
Terrible
behind
throw.
Komet, but
The
Komet should have
second
caught the
one,
ball.
Okay.
Threw it
We got what
behind
we wanted,
Komet, but
and-
Komet totally
in
should have
games
caught
like
the
this with
ball.
the
Then
elements, you
Komet
guys can
played
see it. I
fucking
think Kyler
beach
was slipping. The ball
volleyball
was
on the
fumbling early
nude
in the game,
beach.
too. I think there was more
Just
weather
threw
in the
it
first
up
half than the
like a
second half,
fucking-
rain-wise.
I
You
mean,
know what
you
mean?
look
It
like
was
the
slick
dumbest
in the
football
first half.
player I've ever seen today.
And then,
Cole Komet.
you have the play action. The ball got tipped.
Let's run
on the
play
third
action
pick,
twice.
and then
Remember,
flipped,
they
or-
ran
and then
play
you had
action,
the
and
screen.
Darnell Mooney
So between all
drops
four
it,
of
right,
them,
Shane?
The order that
They
they're
come
in,
back and do
you know,
the same
Same
thing,
thing,
and he
throwing a
gets
pick on the
sacked.
screen, and
What do
he'll
you
tell you
think
that
is going to
those are-
happen?
They're smarter than
You
everybody
don't want
else.
those, but
Oh,
it's not-
yeah.
You're just trying
You're
to float it
smart.
and have touch over top of that. So
Oh,
matter
this
who you're
guy.
playing, 4 turnovers is
I
gonna hurt
hate
you.
him
Our
worse
guys
than
know
Mark
that,
Trestman.
and they care, and they
Any-
don't want that to happen. but
I
it
hate
did,
him
so we
worse
gotta-
than the
we gotta,
Packers.
regroup.
There you go. That's how much you know I hate him. Jesus. I can't believe
Yeah,
you
just
continue to
make
wow
sure,
and coach
that,
on this
you know,
fucking
I think
franchise,
that's,
man.
Dan, where it goes back to who the people are that you have in the room, and making sure that they understand that it's okay to be
You're gonna
upset.
get
It's okay to be
so
frustrated after a game. There's a
destroyed.
lot of emotions. We all want to play better and coach better. They know
Nobody
that.
wants to
But
play
it
for
is-
you.
in
They've
these
tuned
times,
you
want to make sure
out.
that these guys are understanding that it's our job, it's our obligation
Just
to make
for
sure that
fuck,
we give it
just
everything
for
we
the
got,
goal line
you
play,
know,
Shane alone.
and that's, we can't worry about other
Montgomery
teams. We can't
brings
worry
you
about other
all
people,
the way
players,
down
coaches. We
there
gotta just
on
do,
his
worry
back,
about us.
and
Yeah,
you go
and-
quarterback sneak.
Matt Nagy was the one guy that could stop David Montgomery today.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I thought it was great to get David going. That was
Oh,
an emphasis
yeah.
for us. We thought that being able to come in and
You
get
figured
him
it. You
going a
finally
little bit
figured
more
out
this
the
game
identity.
via the run and the pass. He had some good targets. Andy did a good job of checking it down when we had him or throwing it to the
job.
flat.
11-year
He
vet.
ran
Great
hard.
job calling for the check
David
downs.
was motivated.
I
Finally
gave him 10
figured it
million.
out
He
after
wanted to be able to
4
really
weeks
get
of
back,
showing
and
you at the
he's hard on
TTNL
himself. But to have 21
on the
carries
tape.
and
Hey,
average
how about the
4.3 yards
flare
per
route
rush, that
that's
was good
uncovered
for
every
the
fucking
offensive
time?
line. And again, it just what's tough is that you look back and you say, "Dang, man,"
Jesus.
you look at how
You
in the
owners,
game, how things went,
all
how
of
the
you
game went against this
McCaskies,
offense.
any
in
of
general
you
with the team,
stink right
being able
now
to
because
have the
none
time
of
of
you has
possession,
the
being able
balls
be,
to
3 for
walk
3 in the
into
red
your
zone,
brother's office
4 for 4
and
on fourth
say,
down.
enough is enough.
We just
Maybe
those
you had
turnovers
it
got us.
right.
And
Maybe when the
this is
rumor
NFL,
came
and when you
out
play
that
the
wasn't a
best team in
rumor
the
and
NFL
you
as of
got
right now,
cold feet,
record-wise, they'll make
you
you
should
pay.
have
And that's a credit to
followed
them. So
through.
we gotta
Have some
understand that.
testosterone.
When you see
What is it?
turnovers, throwing errors,
Fortitude?
bad snaps, missed tackles, things
Intestinal
like that, people
fortitude.
slipping. I mean, how much
Oh
of that
my
do you
God.
excuse to the weather,
Unfollow
conditions?
every Bears
There's a
check
issue that's
mark
ongoing.
fuck
No, I think
that you
today,
see out there defending
just
this
because
clown
you see it
show.
on both sides. I do think that weather was involved, but at the same point, in time,
Oh,
guys know that.
there's
They
the
do understand
excuse,
that.
Shane.
So you got to really look the football in. You got to be secure with what you do. And
Have
for
some
us,
fucking
we just,
testicular
right now, we don't have room
fortitude.
for error with that
Thank
offensively.
you,
We got to
Steven.
be really good. We got to be sharp with our details. We
I
gotta
don't
be
think
sharp
I've
with our
been more
execution. We had a
embarrassed.
big focus going on this week about
That
being great in the
laugh
red
that
zone,
you have
not
out of
coming away with
anger.
field goals, being
Does
good on third
anybody
down in the red zone.
comprehend that? Or maybe it's just me.
And,
It's
so
like
you
it's so
have
painful,
some
you
plays
have
like
to
that
laugh.
that occur, and
It's so
you kinda
agitating.
go back to the start of the game on
Four
that very first
interceptions.
pass, with the interception. So our guys understand that. Our guys, they know.
They know.
what's going on.
Those guys in there, Shane. Oh, they had a great week of practice. I love those guys in there. They know. They know. He's a really great. I'm a guy. I'm a nice guy. They love me.
No, I mean,
he's never lost to
one thing with
Walker.
Andy is Andy has done a great job in his career of
In his
being
4 picks
smart
today.
with the football.
Does he
He's
hold
very
them
smart.
accountable?
He knows where to go. He knows when to get the football out. There's no stat in the NFL for interceptions that occur that
Christmas
aren't on the
gifts
but there
given to the
probably should
Bears
be.
fan
And I think
is
that,
to fire
every game's a little
Nagy.
bit different, and Andy's going to be the hardest on himself. And there's
I'm
different
just
reasons
a
why. Some
guy
throw,
calling plays
4
that had
touchdowns,
to
and
give up
there was a
plays
hell of a run
to
by a
call.
wide receiver or tight end.
But then
too,
I
and
took
his
it back because I
quarterbacks don't,
love to call
they get
plays.
credit for that. But when you ask that
You
question,
know.
I think Andy understands that
We'll
no
figure
matter
it
what,
out
he
for
wants
sure.
to be able
For
to
sure.
put us in
Throw
good
a couple for
situations and
sure's in
positions, and he tried today. He
Yeah,
tried
for
to do
sure.
that,
Good
and it's
question.
unfortunate that the turnovers happen. It's a part of football, but he continued to battle.
He
battled the
continued
entire
Making
to
10 million,
battle.
asshole. Yeah, he's doing his job.
He never
He
stopped fighting,
continued
and
to
you gotta give him
battle.
a lot of credit for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
continued to battle, guys. You like that?
Yeah, we tried to get him to jump off sides.
Andy
and
sucked
he did a good job
today.
of holding
He
it,
would be
and,
the first
but
guy
I
to
knew
tell
going into
you
that's what we were going to do. So
that he had a poor
you can
game.
say, yeah, go for it, and if you don't get it,
That's
then why
how
did you
you
go
answer
for it?
that.
You gave him a short field. We've been giving
Let's
him
call
a
it
short
time.
field the whole
Let's
half. Probably that's
punt
the
on
biggest
4th and 2,
thing, is
Shane.
if you don't get it,
Down.
take the ball to them, see what they can do. And
Well,
they ended up
dumbass.
doing
The
that.
Rodney Adams crowd is
my
kind of quiet.
Oh,
Why isn't
Rodney
he playing?
Adams.
That in a little bit, and that they played it.
That was the
well,
most wide
and,
open a guy had been all year.
That was the second
Talk
part of the
about
play. throwing
Clank
for
Rodney
for,
Adams.
17 down the
That was
sideline.
awful.
So Andy
He was
did a
playing
great
hide
job
and
because he
go
had a guy
seek
right in his
with the
face, made him
football.
miss, and went right from his first progression. The second progression made a good throw, and so give those guys credit for
Oh
executing.
my God.
Where do you get any confidence that you guys will be able to compete next week with Green Bay, for example? When
There you
He's
go.
just
all the
fucking
really
throwing
great teams you've
daggers
run up
at him.
against this year have beaten you.
Yeah, just keep fighting. Let the guys know, man. We're
Can
in
you
this thing
put
together.
this
So
tweet
no
by
matter who we're
Jason
playing, whatever
Leisure
the record
up?
is,
I mean,
whoever
That's who was
they
just
are,
talking.
We know again, Green Bay is another team, top of the league.
How
in
can
back-to-back,
people
some
get
unbelievable
keep?
quarterback,
How
and they're
come
on a roll
people
right
keep
now.
getting
So,
mad
the only thing that we
when
can
it's
do
always
is
like
keep
this?
fighting and sticking together.
That's
and,
what Jason
I know it can
Leisure's
sound old. I know it can sound
telling
monotonous.
you,
I
the
got
fan,
you,
and
but
me,
when
and
you're in
you,
these
Shane.
moments
Did
and
you
you're
hear
in
the
that
question
locker
that he
room
just
together
had to
and you're
Nagy
fighting
right here?
together and everyone's
How do you
practicing
have
and
any
meetings
confidence
together,
heading into
and you
next
ground
week
that
against a
field
team
together,
that has
we're always going to give it everything that we
essentially
got. That's
destroyed
all
you
we can
every
do,
time
no
you've
matter
lined
who
up
we're playing.
against them?
And it just so happens
He
that
continued to
they're
battle,
up
Shane.
next, and
Yeah.
they're a hell of a football team.
Our guys are going to put on
Have you ever been
one leg at a
around
time. Yeah.
a person that's either a racist fuck or rich as shit, and they can give two shits about you, but they say they do, but they don't do anything to show you that they care. That's what this is from the Bears. It's being treated like you're less than. You're less. He's battling out there. Just keep coming. Just keep coming and supporting us.
You're able to coach off of that. When you lose,
Wore my
you gotta
visor
look into
today.
the whys, and we understand.
Getting
that. I
to
think
wise.
there
There
was
it
some
is.
first
Take a
downs
shot,
early on.
everybody.
Defensively, they had some third downs successful.
What are the
plays at the
whys,
start of the game,
coach?
that touchdown pass at the end there, or at the beginning of the game.
Oh, yeah.
So the only thing that matters is winning.
You're around someone you know hates you, right? That's what the Bears
Yeah.
do to you.
Barring injury, will Tevin Jenkins remain purely for depth purposes
Oh,
throughout the rest of the
my
season?
God.
Most likely. I mean, I don't know that for sure because we're going to work through it. But I think that for him, again, just getting him into the groove of just every
So they
rep
have
he
no
gets in
intention of
practice,
playing him.
mentally,
I
physically.
mean,
just
he
getting
was
him
in
up
on
now on the active is
extra
good.
point
It's
snaps.
depth. And we'll
today.
see, how these guys are doing. Again, I
What
just go back
do
to
you want Tevin Jenkins in?
the
He's
top
been
left
out
tackle.
the whole fucking season.
With a back, right?
Attitude.
With
He's
a
had a great
back.
attitude. He
Why do
knows
we
that
have
he's
to
improving
see
each day,
Tevin
so we'll just kinda take it
redshirt
day by
his
day and
ass,
see
and we'll
in the
see
end
him
how
with a
he plays.
new fucking coach? How about if you know the inevitable, you fucking bald fuck? Where you going? Where you going? Come back here. I got one last question for you. Oh, my God. If you know that this season's done and this is a lame deck coach then you as an
Did
organization.
you say lame dick? Sounded just
lame
like
dick, lame duck, lame
Speaking
shit.
of lame dicks, this is a perfect segue.
Yes.
After the game went final, the Arizona Cardinals Twitter staff sent out this tweet. And I know they're playing off that it's supposed to be the bean and it's in the shape of an L with a cardinal on top, but I tweeted them back and I'm like, so your mascot is sitting on top of a giant dick? Congratulations. What a weird tweet. Good God. Good Lord.
God. They're trying to be great, Shane.
Yeah.
Ryan and Matt are men of character. They are both, like Ted, outstanding leaders. I've been most impressed with how well they collaborate.
Well, how do they collaborate losing and continuously being below average? That's lame dick. That's lame dick. They are it's funny, but it's the goddamn truth. They're a lame dick franchise. They are. They need a blue pill so bad. Who is the blue pill that's going to help them? That's what we got to do. That's what we've been fighting for. We want performance over politics.
This is
all of these statements come to
you're going to be able to come back to this showing today. You almost lost on Thanksgiving to a winless team.
Yes.
You didn't show up today at home. Granted, I understand there's players out, but still, there was spots today where fundamental football escaped you. The Bears are going to go on national TV next Sunday night against their arch rival in Lambeau and get fucking smashed. I think that Monday you'll see. I do. I think they're there. Today's game was the precursor to the execution.
If in the chat, seriously, be monitoring, but showcasing anybody that you believes in this football team going forward. Does anybody in the chat, all 1,000 of you, believe in this coach and in this culture going forward, like George was trying to tell you there? Leadership. Anybody, please, even if you're a troll, I want you to tell me. Because if you're all there and fire Nagy and people have the balls to say it at a basketball game and a fucking college basketball game and a local high school game, in Connecticut they're doing it, in Rhode Island they're doing it, in upstate New York they're doing it, but they can't do it at the game with the fucking coach. What is the fucking problem here? You're sitting with a guy that's a lame dick, sitting there and continuing to move forward as if it's okay. If that's sending a great message to our next coach. That's our next coach will never have to worry about being fired in mid-season. If that's your fucking goal, then the problem is you. Do you understand this? Like, I sit here and we're going to be using lame dick. They're the lamest dick franchise ever. Because they're a bunch of dicks that are they put their noses up at you, the fan. Just remind you. And we need to get Alex Acevedo, if you're watching, or one of our producers that isn't here. I need a Ted Phillips audio from this press.
Ryan and Matt are men of character. They are both, like Ted, outstanding.
They are both like Ted. Why is Ted being mentioned in that moment? That was for Shane and I, that was the biggest moment of that presser, that you had to go out there and deny any bit of truth and talk down. It's that same analogy that I'm talking about. If any of you have ever been, it could be in a job. Your boss is pretending that he likes you but hates you. Have you been in that situation? That's the Bear fan. Have you been in a situation, like I said, racially, someone you know is a racist, they hate you, but they have to be professional, and you know it's phony? That is being a Bears fan. That's what the Bears are. Get to the fucking game. From the moment you're there, You chant fire Nagy. Why is that hard? Why? It's the truth. We're just sitting there with the lame dick. We are. You, me, everybody. I feel bad for my son. First time he's ever walked away. I don't want to watch this. This kid loves David Montgomery. I can't watch this team.
David is at the podium. I don't know if you want to
add him.
Listen to him.
Go ahead.
Turn that on.
It's hard because I know this kid cares.
You still gotta understand that it's still a game. You still meant to have fun, and everybody in the world don't get to do this. So you got to take advantage of it.
Yeah, we're not having
fun
because it's not forever.
Could you talk about how?
Does he have his nose pierced now? Is that what that
It
is?
looks like a nose piercing. Yeah. I thought it was my computer. This is the guy that cares.
Talk about how that
Let's trade him.
helps you guys.
Let's trade the one at John Wood of the Bears blog.
We got a time, one day at a time. You can only control the now, and that affects the future. So I come to work every day. I'm getting the guys going. Ain't gonna be no moping around.
Who's Sean?
I'm not built like that. I've been built different my whole life. I'm not finna change now because it get hard. I'm gonna go into work, and I'm gonna get on everybody's ass, and they will get on mine too.
He's the only one holding anyone accountable.
Because regardless of anybody else who want to give up on us, I ain't giving up on us. So that's what it's gonna be.
Back to what you were just talking about going back to having fun, making sure you're having fun playing the game.
Is this fun, David?
Obviously, an entire locker room is not going to have that same type of attitude. So, as one of the leaders on the team,
No, the leader who should have a captain on it, right, Shane?
He's got a Whitney Houston T-shirt on, no?
I was hoping he'd wear our
You-
Keeping
you
It
do something
100
every day with the
T-shirt.
Same person. You start to learn how they operate, emotionally, physically, all of that. You begin to watch them. You pay attention to them, and there's two things that can happen. They can completely
He's the best
ignore
guy.
you and act as if you aren't
Heidi,
there, or
I totally agree with you.
like I said, it can become contagious of how you act, and you become intertwined with each other, and you start to feed off each other. And I know everybody in that locker room, and I'm not saying this because it's what's supposed to be said. I'm saying this because I mean this with everything in my heart. Everybody in that locker room care about everybody.
They just don't care about the
just
coach.
This. If you pay attention to the games, we just this. But what you realize in the league, that be the difference. And you just
Tell
gotta
him,
keep
Mike.
going. Like I ain't got no quit in my blood, so I'm gonna make sure everybody else in there ain't got nothing.
Identity, Gustavo is right.
Your relationship with Coach Nagy, how you close to him, how you guys communicate.
Who in this locker room? Robert Quinn has this dude's heart. Like let's go down the list. Like who has heart? I see Larry Bourne playing his ass off out there.
We all going through a hard time. It's not singular. So
all this kid
Coach
needs is
Nagy
his captain.
signed for this job.
C on his shirt.
But
You
I know
think
that
that
he
little
took his
thing
job, he
matters
took everything that
to
came with
John
it as
Wood
well.
and his company?
And that
No,
was
it
the players
don't.
as well.
No,
So
Phil.
whatever he feel, we feel
That
too.
don't matter. Naming
Coach
weekly
Nagy's been an
captains is
amazing person.
okay.
He's been amazing even up to this point.
These
He's
are
been a
the
great
people
head
you
coach.
want in front of
He
the
gonna continue to
team,
be that.
having the
However
power,
he feel, we gonna
the
feel the same way,
command,
but
or
we
the
gonna
voice, the
continue to make sure that
permission by
we
you,
stay
the
positive.
coach,
We continue
to
to go to
say,
work and we grind through it.
no,
At the end of the
motherfucker, get
day,
your head up,
you gotta
put
keep
that chin
fighting.
up,
Don't
let's
quit.
get ready for Green Bay. That ain't happening. Demir Bird's telling everyone.
Numbers might look pretty good, but overall,
That's the problem.
that's all that matters to you. How is the way
We've been
you
right
do
about
games like this
everything on this network.
change, if at
All the
all,
trolls,
for
the
your
blog boys, all those motherfuckers
handle
go
games
into
like this?
hiding. Where's
Phil-
fucking
I really don't care about any
PFF
individual
Brad
games.
today
I could
talking
care
about
less.
running the
I
football
was
doesn't
way,
matter in
way-
the
I'll
NFL?
be way
Well,
Go
that-
fuck
had
yourself,
12
Brad.
That blew up in his
0.1
face in real time.
yards per
What
carry,
happened,
we
Brad?
gotta win.
Brad, I've given
I
you
can
a
care
free
about- I
opportunity to
could care
come
less
on
about
here and
individual
talk to me
stats.
about football
Because
because you don't know
the
anything
feeling
about
that you
it.
get when you win,
So fucking
completely
fired
different.
up.
Did you
when
know
having
when the
good
Bears
stats and you
scored
lose.
their last
And I'm telling you that
garbage touchdown there in
from
garbage
my
time that
perspective.
they set off
So
fireworks
individual
at Soldier
stats, I
Field?
don't care. I can care
I'm
less.
surprised
I
they
just wanna
didn't
win.
do a half club dub. Maybe we should do halftime club dub if we're winning at the half. Let's dance at halftime.
What was your view or
Let's
understanding
dance
of
at
how that was?
halftime.
Like at one point, they were using hand signals. It looked like on the sideline.
I'm the
I
guy who
don't know
told you
because I
Jim
don't have
Harbaugh
any say.
should have been the head coach
Well, it
here
wasn't like affecting anybody.
years ago.
No.
You want a fucking culture? These guys chose Tressman over Arians. This is the problem.
Like I said, plenty of
you
times.
have leaders.
It is what it is, but I'm gonna keep going.
Picking captains every week. Oh my God. David Montgomery, the identity of the Bear. What does that say? It says everything. It says everything. You want to know why? Well, they ain't winning. They ain't winning, Phil. So you're just no. The coach refuses to make him the identity. The coach should get into his pre-game planning, scheming, and say, how are we going to make sure we get David Montgomery as many opportunities as possible? That's the job of a head coach.
Do you want to listen to Andy at all?
If he smiles once, we go away from Andy.
Any of it, and so just working through that, and I thought we handled it well, and with the situation that it was. But you'd like the headsets to work all the time.
You know where the issues were at? Was it inside your
helmet? Might be a little tight.
God. Maybe it was the Soldier Field sod. Maybe that took out the fucking headset. Did they have a problem on the other side? It's going to be their fucking little excuse. Well, they collaborated really well this week, Millhouse.
How frustrating is it that it's like a mechanical, technical issue?
It's part of it.
Oh, he smiled.
There's
he fucking smiled,
technology,
Shane.
That's how things can be. So you got to fight through it, though.
How's your left hand? I understand you may have banged it up and trying
Where's my boy? Jim Larison was at the game today. Where is he?
What's going on? Obviously, it didn't affect anything. I was able to play the whole
Get
game.
the lame dick going. Lame dick franchise. Just Chicago. I never thought I would say that. It's time, ownership, to have some fucking balls and get rid of the coach that's keeping you down and prepare to move forward. Prepare to move forward. In a world where Brian Kelly can leave Notre Dame in the middle of the fucking night. In a world where these coaches just leave and go, we're worried about a fire fucking Nagy in the NFL 101 years fucking lame dick franchise. We're worried about this shit. Like this guy right here is going to lead us to a fucking playoff. Are you fucking kidding me? Make the fucking change now. Get fucking, make the equipment guy the head coach for the last run. At least he'll have protection on his mind for Justin Fields. They're going to put this guy back on the field. Oh, he's terrible. Yeah, he's terrible. Did you know his head coach sucks? Gets me so mad. I could just go, let's have Club Dub at Thanksgiving. Let's do it.
Turn the ball over 4 times and expect
invite the blog in. He can lead us.
There you go, right there. At least he admitted that. More than his coach did. Say, hey,
you can't do that.
End of the day, you can't turn the ball over 4 times and expect to win. Matt Nagy is like, well, there's interceptions out there that don't go on the quarterback. So, the fuck, you understand that?
Nagy.
Shot down the middle of the field.
David Montgomery and Andy Dalton have shown more coaching capability than he has in his lifetime. Thank you, Andy Reid, you fat fuck, for not sending this motherfucker over here like he's some God-given gift to play calling and accountability. He's not a head coach.
Yeah, I think
he's a fucking, at best, Matt Nagy is a quarterback coach.
Try to get the run going
at best.
Different things,
and you've given him
our quarterbacks.
I think it just.
Well, he can't change. He's overwhelmed with all of the other responsibilities. Like, are we going to Club Dub this week? Who am I going to name captain this week? He's so busy. How many play call double screen reverses are we going to run in? Come on. Let's go into shit. Let's go into fucking Wildcat.
In the passing game, he's great in protection, and I think he's. Found him a bunch today.
Oh my God. I wish that we had the opportunity to ask these guys questions because they're hiding behind the bullshit of this team. You're hiding behind 1985.
veterans.
The Bears. God, you're hiding behind the great one's sweetness. You're hiding behind it all.
Everybody focused on what's ahead.
Do you think it matters that John Riggins led the NFL to the Redskins or the Washington football team now? Are they hiding behind Mark Rippon's Super Bowl?
That's our mindset.
They're trying to change. They're hiding their emails. That's what they're hiding.
Try to find a way to win.
Our fucking culture is so bad. It's never been worse. It's never been worse. This is the worst I've ever seen it. Ever.
Can't turn the ball over. I think that's what it comes down to. We move the ball really well.
Fire Nagy.
And
I can't believe you fans that showed up to that shit show waited till the third quarter. Yeah, we heard you. We heard you. But just like Andy, I didn't listen to shit you had to say. You're too little, too late. Oh, that wrong background, Shane.
Whoops.
X's with
Did
the
the Chris Zorich.
Yep. X's with
Speaking
the
of
O's
Chris
will be next
Zorich,
Saturday. Yeah.
Everybody's fired up, Phil. But you know what? Got a little updated graphic here. I know Notre Dame's not on there. I know Notre Dame's not on there anywhere, but
look at that. I would have put, and tomorrow, me and Chris,
I thought they'd put Michigan 1.
They should have put Michigan 1. I really think.
I think
not only did they, I think they dominated and they turned around their season. They beat Ohio State, got that off their back, and then
I think you know why they didn't. They didn't want the repeat Alabama, Georgia 2 games in a row when they know they could have it in the national title game. I'm 100% positive that's the reason why. But I mean, if I'm there, I'm not settling for politics and shit like that. Michigan was number 2. You knock them up to number 1, but it is what it is.
It's pretty dumb to me. But again, those are corporate decisions by these guys. I don't like Dalton smiling after it either, Otis. I don't like any of this stuff that the Chicago Bears stand for today.
Yeah, really.
I never thought.
Where was Mars? That's 100% not true. They were not trying to get rid of.
I think he's being tongue in cheek. Mars.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah, because
I think
that's exactly where
they just wanted to get rid of him.
He'll go. He will 100% go back there.
Oh yeah.
After he gets fired here, because Kafka is out of contract and it's very likely moving on. So Matt Nagy, and depending on what happens with their
I
OC,
knew he was.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I like Mars. Never met Mars. Never flew to Mars.
Robert Quinn is up.
I want to send the Bears tomorrow.
I don't
want to watch Robert Quinn. I like Robert,
You're
but
a hater. You're a hater.
If you want to put him up, I'm just going to be talking over Robert. I know it matters to him. I can't hear him.
Oh, I thought you said no, so I didn't unmute.
Brotherhood, so I think just that alone allows you to play more comfortable and fast and make plays.
You made a great play at the goal line.
Always do.
Keep them private, or
keep them private.
Are you close?
No. No.
What did he ask him?
Last year,
Totally missed that.
First person to say you had a bad year last year. So how then rewarding was it to
I
get?
can try to back it up if you want me to.
Yeah,
Back it up.
Yeah, I want to hear what the. Here we go. Ready?
Did you set statistical goals for yourself coming into the year?
Always do.
Who cares, Dan?
Oh, we went back for that dumb shit, Dan. Hey, we just lost again.
No.
Did you set statistical goals for? Like, ask him that at the end of the fucking year.
Bad year last year. So how
God.
then rewarding was it to get a pretty
This
prominent
season's not over, Mark.
NFL Defensive Player of the Month in the NFC?
Again, it's great to be recognized for 1 month.
Oh, this is old. This isn't this.
The rest of the year,
Yeah, my bad on that.
Oh, that's not today.
Yeah, that's ChicagoBears.com rolling this right into the live pressers. So that's my fault.
Oh my God. Thanks, ChicagoBears.com.
Somebody, I forget. The comments are going.
Okay.
Yeah, Evan Wells. Thank you for pointing that out. I wasn't paying any attention. But yeah, ChicagoBears.com just rolling it right into the.
They literally released that now.
Yeah,
from the other day.
It just started auto playing from the live ones.
God. Thanks, guys. Wow. I am sitting here with you fans in disbelief. You missed my rant. We're at the point where this is a lame dick franchise. That's what TTNL is rolling with. We need the blue pill to erect a new franchise, a new era in football, because you got a young quarterback, and it's got to stop being what John Santino or Seth Butler saying. It can't be typical Bears. It can't be typical Bears. It's got, what are the Patriots? Typical Patriots, they win again. That's where your goal should be. And if you continue to do something that you've done and failed at every time, that's the very definition of insanity. So George McCaskey and Virginia McCaskey have to put Ted Phillips on a fucking timeout. You have no responsibility, no understanding about football operations. You have to, as I've said many times, Shane has said, hire somebody who is very adept at football. He doesn't have to be business savvy. That's not his responsibility. I could do this job. Put these guys in front of me. Interview. Ask the right questions. Find the right GM and the GM and head coach. Well, this guy could do it as well. Absolutely. I would trust you 100%. The right person has no shame. The right person, their goal is not ego. See, that's what we see with PFF Brad, John Wood, all of these, the blog, their ego gets in the way. Because when they're proven wrong, they hide. So we said, everything we've said always comes right. Oh, this, David Montgomery, Charles Leno sucks. This organization, they got to fire Nagy. This is what's going down. Look at it. Watch the film. George Bayless showing you. It comes to fruition. Everything. Right? That's truth. No hiding. If it's wrong, we don't go, I never said that. What I'm saying right now is Bears, Virginia, George, gotta get rid of Matt Nagy now. Culturally, this football team, that locker room, needs a different voice. They need somebody that understands the dynamic of players communicating with, and when you're firing Matt as well, Mike Furry goes with him. Both those bald guys, goodbye. And they need a whole, obviously, change for now to get an advantage and a leg up. Now, I know they're doing their due. Matt Nagy's gone after the season.
He's going to be gone after. He's going to be gone after next week.
You believe that?
I feel that way. Yeah,
okay.
I do. There's no way that George McCaskey can sit up in the owner's box today, shitty weather, looking out there. You know, you're going to promote bear weather, the great fan base. Listen, if I understand the weather was shitty, but if this team was relevant, the fucking stadium would be full. He looked out there and saw all the empty seats today. He saw the uninspired play today, and now they're going to go on national TV against the Green Bay Packers and get fucking – they will get smashed in a big, big, big fucking way. And if I was the fucking head coach, or if I was Aaron Rodgers, I would fucking put my foot on their fucking neck, and I would not let up if I was the Green Bay Packers.
This is the guy
that kills me to say that.
Own you,
but I would
He's
do that.
Not going to.
I would back it up, and I would fucking full throttle the entire time. But as Bears fans, I hate to want the Bears to lose, but I do feel that, like I said, I think this is the third time I've said it. Today was the precursor to the execution. and it's going to happen Sunday night.
I've been around this man for 25 years. When he puts his foot, Phil, this is my gut. Sometimes he'll be wrong. I would say 40%. He's like 60%
wrong plenty, but
no, when you go, this is my gut.
Yeah.
When you say, I feel this is going to happen, it's going to happen. I'm in shock. I'm just keeping it real with. I think my argument is this: your culture, that locker room. I saw 2 players come out and be more leaders, than the head coach, David Montgomery, and even Andy Dalton in a 4 interception performance.
But Phil, I don't want to short, and I understand I'm under this is the NFL, and the guys, if you're healthy to play, you play. But, and I know that you can question if George really went to the head coach and said, hey, play the kid. It's time, whatever. If it's right, wrong, or indifferent. But as the owner, Andy is who you've hitched your fucking wagon to publicly and said, all right, we're going to, if I am the owner of the Chicago Bears, I'm going to Matt Nagy and I'm saying, Justin's not playing next week either. You're going to play your guy, Andy Dalton, national TV, and you're going to, the results will be the results. Because Phil, what's going to happen, dude.
Oh my God.
This is not going to be a 33-22 fucking game. No way.
Listen to what Shane just said. I totally agree with you. There's no way. And this is not a cop out, because you're going to get some fucking troll ass pussy out there saying, you guys are I don't want Justin Fields seeing the field next week at all. Nope. I totally agree with why. Hitch the wagon. If you're keeping Nagy on and you're not firing him tomorrow or tonight with a statement, then he goes down with Andy Dalton to fucking Lambeau. And you show me you lucked into Justin Fields. You totally did.
100%.
You totally did.
Do you think Detroit wishes that they had Justin Fields right now?
God,
do you think the New York Giants wish that they had? Because listen, I'm not going to turn this to the fucking draft, but if you're not invested in that, I'll let you in on a little fucking surprise. I am not impressed with this quarterback class at all. Adam Schefter and Chris Mortensen had a show together today talking about it, where they think it's legitimate that a quarterback might not even go top 10 this year.
Exactly.
So thank your lucky stars. I'll tell you what, we talked about this before. If Justin Fields was in this draft right now, clear cut, game over, number 1 pick, call it a fucking day. That's it. Over.
Absolutely. Anybody saying any different is a fucking non-football nerd, keyboard calculator can't motherfucker. Like, shut the hell up. Watch some fucking tape. Come sign up and learn something at TTNL. The tapeneverlies.com. Sign up, blog boys. Keep stealing our shit, but at least pay a $7 a month fee to do it. Then I can at least sleep better at night. But EJ is saying exactly, because this city, this franchise doesn't know how to have nice things. They will do this. They'll be buried and completely overwhelmed as coaches in preparation, and the scapegoat for Colin Cowherd. Hey, this is Colin Cowherd. Justin Fields, I'm telling you, Shane, it's not looking good. Take the long pause right here. Not looking good. You look at him on Monday night against those Packers. Then you got Mad Dog. I'm telling you right now, Chris. Telling you. Justin Fields.
Michael, that's the point. They would go 1-2. That's the fucking point. I'm just saying, it's exactly what I'm talking about. The Bears lucked into being able to move up to 11 to get Justin Fields or Mac Jones or whoever. But that's the point. This year, the quarterbacks are not impressed.
Everybody knows or should know, if you're not doing the reality of what we said pre-draft, Barrelissimo, Cars, Phil, and Shane all being in unison for the first time in the history of mankind or draft.
All of us.
Mac Jones was our guy. Okay. Justin Fields falling to the Bears and Mac Jones, they made a decision. Am I pissed off at Justin Fields? No. I believe in Justin Fields. He's the best quarterback we've ever had here in Chicago as a rookie draft pick. Ever. Now you have that parent that's negligent raising an amazing child. You have to step in and stop the negligence. That's what the franchise has to do. So the reality is, I don't care. The Giants are going to get their draft pick. High draft pick. That's fine. You got your quarterback. You can't have a lame dick running the situation. And on Sunday Night Football in front of the national stage, again, Colin Cowherd, Mike Greenberg. I could do him too. I don't even know if I do him good, but I could practice. Here we go. Mike Greenberg on Monday morning with Keyshawn Johnson. Maybe he'll have some semblance of understanding. Maybe Keyshawn, but these other guys won't. They'll be like, Justin Fields, not looking good. Sunday Night Football in front of the nation. I don't know what to say. What do you think? I see a quarterback overwhelmed. They don't look at the big picture. They send that out. And then Tommy Wilfork in fucking southern Mississippi and Jimmy Jam out in Cali, who's a Bears. And every fucking person starts to believe that bullshit narrative. Justin Fields is a victim. He's a victim of negligence of the fucking beginning of collaboration. The beginning. Where is it? Where is Mr. McCaskey?
Got it.
Ryan and Matt are men of character. They are both, like Ted, outstanding leaders.
That's the problem. You went out in front of the nation, the world. The Chicago Bears are the charter franchise, the best looking uniforms in the entire NFL, right? The culture, the most Hall of Famers. The whole reason there is an NFL is because of George Halas, your fucking grandfather. And you don't have the presence of mind to understand that the guy leading the limp dick franchise is the wrong person. You don't. You've lost touch with football reality. You have to wear that wet blanket. You have to own it like Andy Dalton did, like David Montgomery did. You as the owner, Virginia, we don't even see you. We see you waving to fucking pigeons like the fucking Home Alone. You're that fucking pigeon lady. That's it. That's all you do. You sit up in a fucking make the right call and hire
She's 99
a football guy.
99 years old.
99 years old.
Or
She's sitting up there laughing. Whatever she's doing. She's just saying, that was a really great fair catch. Shit, I don't even know.
She would have tackled better than Xavier Crawford today.
Oh my God. Him and can you imagine like as a coach, you fucking start Xavier Crawford over Houston Carson. That there is fireable. Every fucking personnel decision they do, it's like they hold the wrong people accountable. Last point, Shane.
Yeah.
Then don't lose your point. On personnel, I gotta finish my thought and then back to the fucking ownership. Personnel, Chicago Bears coaching staff and Ryan Pace can hold accountable at a mid-level. Anybody 5th round and below, undrafted, we can hold them accountable. Anybody we've signed to a big deal or drafted high, we cannot hold them accountable. That's going to be bad on us. That's a loser's mentality. We had my father here on the show, BHL, talking about my uncle Sam Rutigliano when it was with the Browns. They drafted a kid in the 2nd round. Well, Sam goes out there preseason, practices, and sees that he can't fucking play in this league. No fucking way. He's not ready. They cut that second round pick. That is on us. That is called putting football first. That is what this brand TTNL is about. Performance over politics. That's what it's about. Go ahead, Shane. Now, go ahead, Shane.
Yeah. No, this is what we're dealing with, Phil. But we saw Matt Nagy talk. I sent you this video clip earlier, and this listen. I know people are gonna probably smash me because you think I'm you think I'm probably just promoting Alabama, and it's not that at all. But it's when you talk about leadership, a guy that's going to stand up there and not only hold himself accountable, but he's going to hold everybody in the organization accountable, players, media, everybody behind the scenes.
Media
when
too,
you see
Shane.
the media take their fucking shots and do their bullshit, I want to play you this Nick Saban quote from last night after the SEC championship game, because everybody was, throwing their barbs, the mighty Alabama. And hey, Alabama could have easily lost last night. It just is what it is. That's the way football works. That's
Right.
It's not really about the wins and losses.
Alabama's toughness or
they were
effort. No.
But this is Nick Saban's response to the media onslaught that they dealt with all week. And I said, it got me fired up just watching this, because we lack this in Chicago. But just give this a listen.
You guys gave us a lot of really positive rat poison. The rat poison that you usually give us is usually fatal. But the rat poison that you put out there this week was yummy.
How fucking great is that? You know what I mean? He's not up there being a dick, but he sees the fucking, he sees this is what we talk about. He sees the little fucking wound, and he's not going to drop a nuke in it. He's just going to take out some fucking salt and drop it in there and just look at you and fucking smile on the way by when he's holding his fucking trophy. You have to be able to play the fucking game, and it's all about accountability. And that's Nick Saban being up there saying, guess what? I'm not going to fucking forget to hold you motherfuckers accountable that are trying to hold everybody else accountable, because I'm going to call you out just like I call out my players, just like I did call out Eddie Jackson back when Eddie Jackson was a captain for the Alabama Crimson Tide and he decided he didn't want to fucking tackle. What did Nick Saban do? I don't give a shit if you're a captain. Get over here and sit on the fucking bench. And he sat his ass down. He came back, and guess what Eddie did? He started to play better. Then he broke his fucking leg and fell in the draft. But that is what it is. But that shit, that little fucking clip, that shows so much fucking swag and fucking leadership. And the Bears are more concerned about having a fucking owner that says, Ted is very, collaborates very well. That's what it says here on my paper. So I'm going to tell you that now. It's crazy.
Shane, to your point, and we've made this many before, but we have some new listeners and viewers here, because this show also becomes a podcast that's downloaded over 60,000 times a week. That's a pretty good amount of you listening. Oh, excuse me, 16,000 times. I read it wrong. 16,000. It's still a pretty big amount of people listening to the show alone. So you can't see some of the pictures and images we're putting up, but you can listen to me rant and Shane talk and rant. And I'll say this: the last time the Bears were dominant, they were cocky, they were arrogant, they were in your face. They were everything about the game of football that is football still today. It's not about running. It's not about throwing. It's not about being John Wood backpedaling with strategy and getting draft picks.
No, we have an update on John Wood. He responded to the heat that he's taken about his Montgomery tweet. I got a lot of hate for the tweet, so let me explain my logic.
It's dumb.
Yeah. The drop off from David Montgomery to Khalil Herbert is not that large. The Bears will be
lost.
The Bears will be much better off with Herbert as the lead back and an extra day 2 pick than Monty as a lead back and Herbert getting 4 touches a game.
This isn't a Madden league,
when Phil talks about blog boys or stat nerds or stat scouts, this is exactly who we're talking about. If we invited John knows both Phil and I. If we invited him on the show, he would never come on. Because why? Because of what Nick Saban just showed you right there. Because we're going to hold him accountable. We're going to bring it up and we're going to do it live on air so everybody else can fucking see it. And he'll never fucking own up to it. It's going to be, listen, fuck, my batteries were low on my calculator. That's why I tweeted stupid shit out. It's all about accountability. It doesn't matter if it's in an organization, if it's in your kid's school, or just everyday fucking life. It's all about accountability. And John knows that we would hold him accountable for that stupidity right there. And
that goes back to my point that I was making before the update. It's not about running, not about passing, not about stats, blocking and tackling. That's what it's about. It'll always be about that. And to Shane's point, the last time you've won a Super Bowl and been relevant was with a coach that gave 0 fucks. He called out the media. He called out the refs. He held players accountable. He was maniacal. He made sure, I don't give a fuck if that false start, we're going to run that play again until you motherfuckers stop us. There is a mentality to football that the Chicago Bears have lost in their club dub, a lack of erection, bullshit ass lame dick franchise. This is the machismo of Chicago. You have become the pussification of sports. Everybody gets an award. Oh, leave Eddie alone. Oh, we just had a 5-game losing streak. Let him dance. Let him dance. Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace are great leaders like Ted. All of this is lies and bullshit. Lies and bullshit. Just fucking shit rolling downhill. It stinks. It sucks. But until you fucking listen and stand up to this bullshit, you're going to continue. And I'm just not built that way. I'm not built for club dub after a 5-game losing streak. I'm not built for allowing a fucking first down to be misspotted. I'm on the fucking field saying, I want a fucking measurement. Measure the fucking ball. I don't even need the challenge. It's my responsibility as a coach. Measure it. It was the first fucking down. Measure it. Coach, you need to step on. Measure the fucking ball. It's all a bunch of jack shit ass pussy shit. It's ridiculous on so many levels. This can change with one fucking move. President and CEO of football operations is this person. You all know I've promoted Olin Kreutz and we're all joking about Sam Mustafer and whatever, but at the end of the day, me and Olin agree on almost everything except for Sam Olin. And we do it in order to fix this shit. If it's somebody else, then it needs to be. But George and Ted can't be involved in this. It just needs to be.
Well, George is going to be involved.
Well,
They're not selling the fucking team this offseason.
Well, every one of the McCaskies needs to have a little fucking Aretha respect and fucking go in there and say, we need this. Is it Gary Fensick? Is it Mike Singletary? Whoever the fuck. I even have
at the very least, Phil, where if you want to make this political,
yes,
in the football sense, what they need to do is
we'll play the Fire Nagy song on the way out.
Ted shouldn't even be fucking mentioned at any point because it's plain and simple. It's simply bad optics. You know what I mean? If you're coming out and you have to praise a guy that you're adamant has nothing to do with football decisions, then it doesn't make you're chasing your fucking tail, or it's like you poking the fucking bear and he bites you and you're like, what the fuck? What'd you bite me for? You know, it makes no fucking sense, but we do have this.
Breaking news. The tape never lies. Network breaking news.
That's Virginia. That's George, Ted. That's all of the McCaskies on her shoulder, Shane. That is exactly what we're dealing with. Everything's okay. I got my birds. We just won. How many birds are there? That'll be our next losing streak right there. Is there 7? It is a disgrace. And I have friends that are Patriot fans, Giants fan. I see my boy, Coach Rob. I see you in the chat now, bro. Buck, heavy counter. And I have a bunch of friends, coaches around in high school, college, pros. All of them, I think, can't understand how the Bears can't get out of their own way. Just when you think it can't get worse, there's a double doink. Just when you think it can't get worse, there's the collaboration press conference. Just when you think it can't get worse, there's Sam Mustafa starting. Just when you think it can't get worse, Charles Leno. He's PFF's A+. He's an A+. It's just when you think it can't get worse, I saw my boy, Big O, patron number 1 in there. David Montgomery is all as good as McCaffrey down in Carolina. A real head coach. Oh, by the way, we had Ron Rivera here. Lovey didn't like the fact that Ron was getting all that attention, going to a Super Bowl, being your defensive coordinator, getting all those turnovers, helping you be aggressive. Fire his ass on it. Just when you think you got something cooking, they do it. Greg Olson, great. Mike March trades him out. Bruce Arians is in the building. Hire Mark Trestman. We can go over and over. Hey, we got Mike Glennon. Hey, Deshaun Watson's on the board. Let's try draft Mitch Trubisky. I can continue all fucking day. And there's one constant. George, Virginia, Ted. It's like Phone Wallet Keys by Adam Sandler. It's George, Virginia, Ted. George, Virginia, Ted. George, Virginia, Ted. Every time you're going to get it, it's George and Ted. It goes over and over. It just never stops until you get another fucking person in there that says, hey, buddy, you see this right here? This is your IQ, Rick Morrissey. That's your IQ. Shut the fuck up. I'm not going to answer that question. Next. Till you get someone that threatens the nose up, corporate run piece of shit Bears, you're never going to get out of this doldrum. You have to be a little uncomfortable. Greg Gabriel said it when me and him were debating. If everybody in the room is a yes man, like they did that day, Shane.
Yeah.
Ted liked Mitch Trubisky. This one, Mark liked Mitch Trubisky. This guy, Logan, what was his name? Loggins loved Mitch Trubisky. If you're all loving and there's no debate, you never get to the right point and the right decision.
Yeah, that's a pro. You can't listen if you're just going to be a bunch of yes men, especially when it comes down to something like the fucking draft. I mean, like you said, we had consensus this year, and we all loved Mac Jones. We talked about it on Keeping It 100 this past week when Paige came on and said that, yeah, hey, based on talent, Mac Jones is a 3rd-round draft pick. Somebody in the chat room said that Mac Jones actually isn't that talented, and that just admit that you never broke down tape of Mac Jones, because if you say that, you're fucking completely lost. Yes, he's in
a system. Anybody can go to New England and win Super Bowls.
He's in a fantastic situation with Bill Belichick and everybody there. I understand that, but to say, I mean, the kid's mental aptitude, his processing, his accuracy, I still
have never seen it. Yeah, I've never seen it.
Right.
15 years of analyzing draft tape. I've never seen a more accurate passer than Mac Jones. I said it on the show.
Phil, I still remember when we were getting ready for our draft prep, and I had talked to Cars, and I knew that George was a big Mac Jones fan, but I was talking to you on the phone, and you and I started talking about quarterbacks, and I said, well, I may surprise you. I'm not sure who you like. And boom, you and I both said it right at the same time, talking about Mac Jones. And that's the thing. But when Page was, and I'm not even bagging Page, that's fine. I was a Deshaun Kaiser fan, for Christ's sake.
Right.
People are right and wrong in this draft process, and everybody that thinks that you're supposed to bat 750 in the draft, it just doesn't. Nobody bats fucking 500. It's crazy. But the thing about it is, the more you get involved in the NFL draft and with bigger sites like the Draft Network and stuff like that, they all fall into a trap of consensus among other media outlets. Oh, I don't want to fucking say Mac Jones is going to go top 15 because Jesus Christ, these other 40 sites that we deal with, nobody's got him up there. You have to have a little bit of a fucking spine, stick your fucking neck out there and believe in what you see. On the
what we
fucking
do
tape.
here. Mac Jones, baby, come on. There you go.
But that's
Alex
the thing. I mean, you think I like to say that I was a Kaiser fan? Absolutely not.
I was a fucking huge, what's his name, fan. Fucking blew out of the league. Christian Hackenberg fan. I saw he mentally didn't have it. You're gonna be wrong.
Remember you and Greg Gabriel going head to head talking about the kid in Buffalo.
Oh yeah, Josh Allen. I was the only guy that I know of that said Josh Allen is my first number one quarterback. So you're gonna be wrong, and hopefully you believe. I can't do it. As some people can hate me or whatever, I can't go away from my truth. I will check in with people like, what do you think? He can't play. Well, I see it different. And that's what, even with Kendall Vildor, he's taken so much bullshit, so much heat. And then I look at the tape and I'm like, wait a second, the safety's not communicating with him. They put him on an island last second. They're all confused. And he's taking the accountability of this.
Kendall's had a lot of plays where he's been right there and they just been dime balls. Has he been perfect? Absolutely not.
Has he been perfect? No. But he's the only one we hold accountable. It's like, yeah, he's a fifth and belower. He's fifth round and below. We can hold it. God, we can't. You're a fucking head coach. Where's Rob? I hope he's still there. You're a head coach. They run toss. The corner gets chopped, so he's down. There's one guy that could save the game and the tackle. It's Eddie Jackson. It's him one-on-one with the fucking sideline, mind you. And he finds a way to undercut the sideline and whiff on a tackle. You're not going to hold him accountable? You're not going to say? You're going to say, well, that's a tough play in football. That's a tough play in football. No. You got to have Ditka. We had Lemuel Stinson. Maybe he's watching, our boy Lemuel. Hopefully he's doing better with his shoulder surgery. Lemuel said Ditka would fucking pull you out of the game per series. Per series. Sit your ass down and think about it. Are you ready to play yet? Belichick still does that shit. Why do you think they rotate running backs in New England so much? Because he's yelling at the other guy. You didn't pick the blitz up today. Jonathan Wood. Do you like your quarterback, John Wood? Because it ain't about carrying all the time. Herbert goes in there, whiffs on the fucking assignment blitz pickup, and Andy Dalton goes down. He goes, thanks
Phil,
for
you
getting
know
Herbert.
You know
in
what
there.
they're doing. He's looking
Dumb.
at an algorithm. He's looking at fucking stats and basing it all off of that. It's
Let's
what it
watch
is.
tape, guys. That's what you need to do. I would love to have some of these blog boys come on the show and do exactly what Shane said. Face the music. Fucking, as much as I hate Peter Bukowski, at least he came on the show, showed up, and faced the music. PFF Brad Hides. Robert Schmitz, you're defending Eddie Jackson. At least he made the tackle after getting carried 17 yards.
The Bears blog. We were in talks with the Bears blog a couple of years ago to come on, and he wanted $100 an hour to come on a fucking
just
podcast.
To be a fucking complete ignorant asshole. That's what ignorant assholes do. You talk about being limp dick franchise. Well, you get it. I'll be the first to admit I was wrong about Alabama quarterbacks. I apologize to Phil and Shane because I said it on the show to you guys. I didn't like Alabama quarterbacks. I'm a better coach now. Thank you.
Scout helmets.
Look at this
That's what
guy.
it all comes down to. And that's good. That's called accountability.
That's
That's why he's a coach.
He's a
And
better coach now.
Yeah, I'm
He's even
not
said it.
taking a shot at you, Coach Dre, either. I'm just saying I've had so many fucking people come. Can't draft an Ohio State quarterback. You can't. When was the last time a fucking linebacker from New Mexico made an impact in the NFL? Did you like that guy?
Exactly.
You know, Jesus
And Coach
Christ.
Dre is showing accountability and toughness and somebody you want to play for just in that, because I love Coach Dre. But the reality is it's not Coach Dre's job to scout these guys.
Right.
And Coach Dre isn't verified on Twitter as some draft analyst. This is a problem. And we said for years, the Chicago Bears lack a president of football operations. When I give credit where credit is due, when Sylvie had George McCaskey, he's like, wait a second, George. If you're saying you're not involved in football decisions and Ryan and Matt do, then who hires Ryan and Matt?
Right.
You just made the most important football decision. That's the reality of double talk. Bullshit. Double talk. Bullshit. Walter Payton, he wanted to own an NFL franchise and got fucked over. It's the truth.
Yeah.
They promised him he was going to be a part of St. Louis, and they fucked him over. He talks about it in the book. But Walter Payton would never allow this shit to happen. He loved this franchise. He loved it so much that he gave everything in his heart each and every play. When you see those types of players, that's why I believe Olin Kreutz is a great choice to do this, because he even came in on here and was saying you have to measure everybody.
Yeah.
I won't know. As much as Nagy I know sucks, I won't know until I sit there and talk with him. That is a sign me up. Imagine Matt Nagy coming and facing the music with me and you, because we ain't gonna hold.
That's the thing, Phil. And I think
accountable.
a lot of the guys that are, you know, the quote unquote blog boys, people know who we are. They know our style, and they're looking at it like, oh, we want to rile people up and be fucking dickheads. We get painted with that fucking broad brush all of the time. And it's not that. It's because we're going to hold you accountable, and you just don't want to fucking deal with it, because you know why? You're more concerned about saying, oh, Mac Jones. Yeah, I actually really fucking like the kid, but everybody else is telling me that he's going to be in the third round. So then you fall back into consensus because listen, if you're not going to be fucking wrong, if you're afraid of being wrong, then you're a dumbass. I've whiffed on many fucking players, guys in free agency, players that I love. In the NFL draft, it happens constantly. Nobody is perfect.
Imagine though, I always say this in truth at that point. If I had the opportunity to sit down with players, and I know players are going to try to change they're coached up to say the right thing. I believe I have the football as well as the communicational acumen to read through bullshit. So I can sit across from, what was his name again, from Penn State that I like? The quarterback, Christian Hackenberg, and ask him some very tough questions.
Yeah.
Some that will make him maybe cry.
Like, what's a hard count? And when you fucking quiver in your seat, that should be a fucking clue, right? Right?
Yeah, that's a pretty big clue.
Jesus.
The Bears make a decision in the boardroom and never falter from it, even if it doesn't work. They will drive it into a wall. Exactly, Cool Kennedy.
Right. But
that's
Phil,
the problem.
Real quick, while we're talking in depth here, I have the banner going across the bottom. TheTapeNeverLies.com will link you directly to our Patreon, where we talk about all this. Listen, the Bears offseason and the draft is going to be a big part of where this team is headed into the future. Go over there, sign up. It's $7 a month. If you don't like it, then cancel. I think you'll be very, very happy with what you see.
And it's a
Phil, his
supporting
father,
of us.
Barlissimo, break down tape every single Saturday. And here's a little promo for you to enjoy, to see what you get, just a little bit of what you get with the TTNL All Access Patreon.
Ladies and gentlemen, class is now in session. X's with the O's.
Feels the same way. This guy's tremendous back. I mean, I don't know that anybody's better than him in the whole league.
I honestly,
if you use him properly, my goodness. That's
the biggest indictment on the coach.
Yep.
We get into this. If you use this guy more, he becomes a household name because he is your offense. You've heard me say it. That's why all these people have found the Tape Never Lies from the video series.
I'm a patron.
Go there. Become a patron.
Absolutely.
What are you waiting for? What are you doing?
Head over to thetapeneverlies.com.
Listen, go be a patron. That's just a little taste of what we've done and the technology that we continue to get further.
You're going to be really impressed. We've upgraded there, and it's going to be a lot of fun, man, because Phil, the off season, when the season is over, even though Claudio thinks that we don't do any more shows once the games are done, that's when we really crank up, what we do. So that's a huge part. So if you want to be a more informed fan, head over to thetapeneverlies.com, sign up, give it a try. Like I said, it's $7, and I think you'll be very, very happy. You will not go into the NFL free agency or the NFL draft unprepared if you sign up. I'll tell you that. And I think most of the patrons, if you're a patron in the chat room, just drop a quick line and let them know if you're happy or unhappy with it. But I think you'll be very happy, and you'll be a much more informed fan moving forward. That's for sure.
There it is, 20% off. Shane, we also have this.
Yep.
Right here. If you want to be wearing the swag, I'm wearing my wife's swag. Happy birthday to my beautiful wife today. Turned 40. My shorty is 40 today, and the Arizona Cardinals almost put 40 up. I was like, this is going to be a precursor to that. There she is. I wanted to shout her out for all her support. But in honor of her, as well as the holiday, you love this network. You love what we do. There's my sons. There's the voice of TTNL right there. Put in the promo code BHL20. You're going to get 20% off all swag. You'll be able to rock the TTNL swags, hoodies, white hoodies, blue hoodies, all that stuff. Keeping it 100 every Wednesday. I think we're going to have Zach Pearson on, Shane, this Wednesday.
Oh, that sounds Zach.
We are going to give you 20% off, or you have the choice of free shipping. So 20% off or free shipping, ttnlswag.com. Good deal for Christmas. The swag man, Alex Acevedo, pulling overnight shifts to get the swag up there. And if you guys have any suggestions for anything else that you want, please go over there and get.
Word on the street is there may be a douche chills hoodie coming up for the cold weather.
They're going to be a limp dick franchise on the back of a hoodie. That's what people want.
Could be.
Could be.
Might
Could
be a Where's
Angelo.
Wendy hoodie. Never know.
No.
What are the whys?
We can do a what are the whys, and then fire Nagy on the back. There's all these options that you could do, but we will go out fire Nagy song as it's been requested many a time today. We'll get our final thoughts here as we continue to beat the drum on this franchise, fixing the franchise. We've said this many a time. We've continued to say it. How to fix this franchise, what they need to do, who the players they need to bring in. Is there hope? What have you? All of this stuff we've gone over. Shane.
There's hope, guys. There's hope.
I hope
if
there's
we got
hope.
the right people, I hope that is hope. But if we get,
That's going to be the quote, the name of this show, Shane. I hope there's
Hope that there's hope.
I hope there's
I
hope.
hope that there's hope. Okay.
A rope. I hope there's hope still lives on to this day. Right now, there is no hope, as GCA is saying. It's 100%. There is no hope. Fire Nagy, then you get hope. Hire a new president, just like when they were able to draft our guy, Justin Fields. All of a sudden, the sun rose up and there was hope again. Why do you think on a shitty day watching this, on my wife's birthday, I'm here ranting on a shitty run organization and disappointment? Because I do care. This isn't fake anger. This isn't an act. This is passion, pride. And I'm at the end of my rope, Shane. I'm at the end of my rope with this. I am not going to hold back shit. I'm not. Everyone could steal the stuff from us. Everyone, you don't have to be a patron. Patronage is supporting all the hard work and energy we put into it. That's what it's about. It's not like a paid service. It's like, I support you guys. I appreciate you guys. The Bears fucking suck. You don't pull the plug on Shane and Phil because they suck. We're going to have fun every Wednesday night. Keeping it 100, doing this. Still more games to be played. How are they going to play it? Shane's calling for a fucking firing next week against the Packers. We're all going to be fucking
after the Packers game.
Right,
After the Packers game.
We're still going to. I'm still going to be cheering for the Bears to win and beat Green Bay. The passion is in my body, my blood for this team. That's why I'm so angry. That's why it frustrates me that they can't fix this. They can't make the decisions. They're doing what Cool Kennedy said. They're too prideful, like those blog boys that Shane is saying, that they're going to continue to drive this machine into the fucking wall. Even if it means it's those fucking politicians. Even if it means we're going to kill a few 50,000, 100,000, we'll still do it. We made that decision. You need to have better management than that. You need to put people first, your fan base first, and most importantly, football first. Because there's no doubt in any of our minds, Khalil Mack is amazing. We were getting fucking shit canned by the blog boys. Let's be honest. Where's Vito? He'll tell you. I was standing up for Robert Quinn all last season, knowing he's going out there injured and giving his full effort each and every time. Where are those guys now? They're not saying, you know what? I was wrong about Robert Quinn. My calculator, my end of game stats that I said, they're nowhere to be found. They're not Coach Dre. They're not. That's class. That's integrity. You want that? That's what we're going to get. Yeah, we swear. We're not here to raise your kids. That's why this following program is for mature audiences only.
Yeah.
Is Colin Cowherd saying that?
Oh, they'll be in the comments. I saw Ralphie boy was in the
Ralph Bar. You don't have to swear. Well,
he wasn't the swear guy.
Built like that.
Yeah,
I'm not built like that.
Ralphie wasn't the swear guy, but that's every single week.
Well,
we're just
final thoughts, Shane. Keeping it 100 Wednesday. Zach doesn't even know, but I put him on the spot. Zach Pearson from Bear Report. We'll definitely have a guest this week to talk about this shit run organization as we get ready for Green Bay. Tomorrow night, me and Chris Zorich, the former Chicago Bear, who texted me an embarrassment today watching this. I know he's going to be upset about his Golden Domers and Coach Marcus Freeman, former Chicago Bear. Shane, he's got 6 kids.
Yeah.
And I go, how old is this guy? He's got 6 kids. I saw the family. New coach at Notre Dame, college football playoffs.
Off to the Fiesta Bowl versus Oklahoma State.
Are they?
Yeah.
That's already out there. We'll be talking about all this and the final 16 tomorrow. Then Tuesday, you got the fantasy football show, one up with our guy Chris, who don't do shit, Jackal, didn't even show up today.
Didn't even show up.
We got Steven Johnson of Shy City. They'll be here Wednesday, keeping it 100. Then, obviously, my tape breakdown. We'll have a pop-up show maybe this week if you're a patron, as well as X's with the O's next Saturday. 20% off all swag. Here's your time. The Christmas holiday season's here. Put the code BHL20 in the final.
Everybody wants to save a little money around the holidays, Phil.
Yes.
No, we're very economical, my family.
Get the Fire Nagy chant going in Lambeau. Have some fucking pride, those of you that are going there. Shane, final thoughts. Then we'll end with the Fire Nagy song, produced, written by Cool Kennedy, the music director here at TTNL, as well as myself. Go ahead, Shane. Final thoughts.
Yeah, I get it. I understand. It's harder and harder every week to watch. I mean, I find myself focused on the young guys a little bit more, and slowly you start to churn those wheels up in your head and getting ready for the draft and the off season. But none of that really matters until the head coach and potentially the front office is gone. Everybody knows my thoughts there. If I was calling the shots, everybody would be gone. It would be a clean slate. I don't expect the Bears to do that. I think that the coaching staff will be gone. I think Ryan Pace is going up to a different title, and we'll have a new GM and a new head coach. But this is the time when we have to come together as a fan base and as TTNL. As hard as these games are to watch, Phil and I are always going to be here no matter what. I mean, if the Bears get beat 56-0 next week, it's a prime time game. Phil and I are going live, even though we both have to get up early the next morning and go to work. That's how we roll. We're always going to be here for you guys. We're going to be here for our patrons, for the fans each and every week. Because what did I say when I showed you the Nick Saban clip, when we talked about Page and the quarterback in New England?
Mac Jones.
It's all about accountability. We hold ourselves accountable here, just like we're going to hold our fans accountable, just like we're going to hold the people in the YouTube comments accountable. That's the way we roll here. If you don't agree with what I say, or if you don't agree with what Phil says, I don't care. That's fine. Having a difference of opinion is healthy. People need to do that more. We don't want yes men, people just here to agree with us. But if you disagree with us, don't get pissed if we come back at you. That's the way Phil and I have always worked. That's the way that we've built this network. We're not just going to listen to somebody be a dick in the comments and just let it go and roll off our back. We're going to put out love and respect when it's warranted to our listeners, but we're also going to address the fucking trolls and make you look like an asshole. You see all the people that want to address Phil and I and say that our show sucks, our network sucks. We've invited every fucking person on. And if you want to come on the show, reach out. If you hate what we do, reach out. I'll get you on this show. I bet you won't run your fucking mouth the same way. That's the way we do it here. We hold everybody accountable. On air, behind the scenes, in the stadium, out of the stadium.
Media.
Moving forward. Media. Everybody.
Virginia and her pigeons. We hold them accountable too. I don't even know where I come up with this shit sometimes. I'm so fired up, but we were talking about you, Shane, at Steph's surprise birthday party. Claudio and I, with all of these new listeners that aren't even Bears fans. Shout out to the ladies of Pulaski Elementary School for supporting our show.
Look at this guy. Remember Erie Bear from CB Fans Lore?
Yes, Erie Bear. What's up,
What's up, Erie? He's got his son Sam probably listening in too.
Shout them out. Is that Sam there? Samuel? You said Sam and Sam.
No, that's definitely not Erie's.
Okay.
Erie's a
What's
60-year-old white guy, I guess. Samuel Blackwell could be his son, but I don't want to disrespect either of them.
Well,
that way and say
Samuel
that they're-
Blackwell deserves a shout out, as well as
Thank you,
Erie
Sam.
Bear and the ladies at Pulaski, because I was saying, I don't know why anybody fucks with Shane. He is so, as Claudio said, he's so funny because he means well, but it's so precise and it just shuts you down with your burns. So that's why I stay out of your way too, even though I take about 70% damage from your burns.
Braggs might have taken over
Yeah,
that.
just Braggs has stepped up for me. He's my shield. My final thoughts, though, on this day, obviously, I'm keeping it 100 with you. My level of interest is always with the Bears. My level of expectation, however, was at an all-time low. And then to see it play out, because I go into, I'll just say me, I'll just speak for myself. I go into it with a low expectation, but I can't help, as my wife could tell you, rooting and coaching and being, and I don't feel that great today. I had a long night. I had too many sangria last night, Shane. Too many to keep it 100 here. So it was affecting me. And then watching it just got worse. I was getting sick.
Our
And
guy
that's where
Sandy threw me off.
Sandy
my game.
Tom.
There he is. I had to look up acerbic.
Acerbic.
Making me work.
What is it? What's the definition?
General badass. No. I'm
Oh,
kidding.
there you go.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Sharp and forthright. Tasting sour or bitter. Yeah. So
Yes.
I get
You
that.
it leaves you tasting.
We got to get Sandy on the
We need him
TTNL
back.
show. We need to
He
get
hasn't
him.
been. He's
gotta
been busy.
Let us know what his schedule is like and
Yes.
get him back on.
Listen, totally agree. I want to thank all 1,287 of you that were here at one point watching our show. We love your pride for TTNL. Real quick again, BHL 20, go to the swag shop. Alex Acevedo working hard on that swag, especially with a lame dick franchise. Right now. Listen, don't be economical. Well, you will be a little economical because I'm going to save you 20% or free shipping to support what we're doing here or become a patron as well. There's Shane Marsaw. There's my guy, Cool Kennedy. All of it. We're also working on a new song called Performance Over Politics, which is the staple of where I end this show. Until the Chicago Bears get somebody in there that says football is our first and only goal and understands, just like Vegas and every casino known to man, you will continue to rake in the money no matter what, because America, the world, and every little corner or fabric of every piece of this country loves football and loves the Chicago Bears. As John Madden said, football is so much better when the Chicago Bears are relevant. He's 100% right. God bless him. I know they're doing a documentary on him on Fox. I'm going to be watching it because I grew up with that voice. I grew up understanding that the Chicago Bears, when you played the Chicago Bears, you were in for a street fight. When I watched Alabama versus Georgia, I went into it and understood that Georgia's got the better team. Georgia's going to win. No one could score. And then Alabama, coached by a leader of men who holds people accountable, said, we're going to fucking make this a fucking street fight. And that's what the Bears are missing. They're missing a leader that says, you go out there and play for me because I love you. I love you, David, so much because you put each and every ounce of your soul into every fucking run that you carry that ball. I love you. I love you, Robert Quinn, the way you hustle and every play. These are the captains. These are the men that support, that completely embody what we want our culture to be. Not Ryan and Matt. Leaders with Ted thrown in there. You're football players. Roquan, Khalil Mack, David Montgomery, Justin Fields, Darnell Mooney. These are the guys I watch on Sunday, on tape, on Monday or Tuesday, that it means something too. As a coach, you have a responsibility to embrace those guys so the rest of these fucks, like Eddie Jackson's excuses, can get in line. Until that happens, the Bears are below average. They're just an afterthought, like a blog boy or PFF on a mission. Till next week, for Shane Marsaw, I'm your guy, Draft Dr. Phil. Each and every week, we do it like nobody fucking else does, with the truth, passion, and pride. Fuck Matt Nagy. Fire that ass. Get the chant going around the city, the town, each and every day, all day, until change. It ain't gonna, they're gonna continue to own until it stops what we said it's going.
The offense put up historically low numbers. Second worst offensive production in terms of net yards. I think it was 47 net yards.
Yeah,
thoughts on what you saw?
in the last 29 games, Coach Nagy's offense, when he is calling plays, they're averaging under 18 points a game.
You don't know football if you're sitting out there defending the shoe salesman.
He should be fired tomorrow.
Let everyone know Nagy must go. Let everyone know Nagy must go. Let everyone know Nagy must go.
Yeah, Pace better put a fire to his ass like when Claudio smokes and puts fires to the grass. Lord knows I'm done with this guy. 4 years just to find out he's not that guy. As I fast forward through the post-game presser, I avoid Nagy's speech, cause I can't afford depression medication. Know the wise and don't take meditation. I love when the Bears win, but I press pause on celebration. I hope the play card ain't in his hands. The other team can see Nagy calling girls from the stands, and blog boys trying to stick with their narrative flaws, and Matt Nagy trying not to give a play call.
Let everyone know Nagy must go. Let everyone know Nagy must go. Let everyone know Nagy must go. Matt Nagy's like a virus, relentless infection. Loves to run his plays, gimmicks with no protection.
Excuses always given.
Corp slogan for direction. Dude, not a football coach, more like a politician. No accountability, no plan of attack. Offensive guru, can't beat the pack. Shit's whack, no slack, never bring the Bears back. Coach hack, no hat, stabbing his quarterback. Looking for the wise, but never in the mirror. Now the world is catching up to what we mean clearer. The mom and pop shop, never finding the identity. Collaboration station, better off hire Saban.
Everyone must go. Let everyone know Nagy must go. Let everyone know Nagy must go.
Fire Nagy now. Fire that fuckhead Nagy. Fire Nagy.
Let everyone know Nagy must go.
Fire.
It's simple football. It's simple. Run the fucking ball. Get under center. You can't run boom. You can't run RTO if you aren't demanding your team to run. You as the coach and you're running fucking shoot arena football league. Fuck. It's an embarrassment. It's shoe salesman.
Fire Nagy.
Real quick.
Thank you for watching Bears Hour Live, the best post-Bears game show on the planet, on the Tape Never Lies Network.